Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome back. Minasan, hajime mashite, yokozo, and it's time for another episode of Draw with Mikey. Now, a few episodes ago, I'm pretty sure I did this whole thing about it's not a good idea to do a Draw with Mikey episode, and it's not a good idea to try to do art in general if you've just gotten back from the gym, because not only are you completely shattered, like, it kind of kills your art style. So guess what? In an attempt to be fit for summer and going to Ibiza, I've been to the gym and I smashed it and I am shattered. So this episode is going to be more focused on reading your comments, of which there are 102, by the way. Fucking hell. So there might not be so much drawing, but it'll be a great way for me to hopefully this time not have a super long episode and actually read through. Don't worry, I'm definitely going to do some drawing. There's plenty of studies I want to do. But let's see what's going on with you guys. As ever, you know that this is the series where it's super casual. We just go for whatever we feel like doing. If you're getting your own artwork and stuff done in the background, that's super cool. I'm just going to do whatevs over here as well. And seeing as that the act of being really fruitful and createful Jesus, good start. The act of being fruitful and creative naturally when it comes to art kind of dies when I've come back from the gym. I'm just going to go back to one of my old backup hobbies, which is looking at amazing pictures on Pinterest and sketching out a few of them into my own style into the sketchbook. A great thing to do if you guys can't think of what to draw. Simply look at amazing art from other people and just play around with that instead. Why not? Live your lives. So, what's going on? Obviously, your comments get read. Kaiser says, can you check Sui Ishida? He's the author of Tokyo Ghoul and has a really cool art style. Also, I know you like Hunter x Hunter, so you should check his take on Hisoka. Right. So, I'm only very, very, very lightly and loosely familiar with that guy. But yeah, I understand that even though he's a Japanese mangaka, I think like he tweets on Twitter in English sometimes. And usually responds to lots of art-themed questions. So that's really freaking cool. And I think he said before that he got his kind of art skills and styles by studying other manga artists. He really learned from people that he personally loved from, which is an incredibly common way I think a lot of people get into their art as well. Certainly, a lot of what I do comes from what I love to read and see other people's art. It's kind of, I let it all influence me. And don't be scared to do that. It's a great way to grow and help find or get on a path towards your own style. But yeah, looks really cool. I've not read any Tokyo Ghoul. I really should give it a try. But yeah, I hear he's quite the artist, so that is freaking awesome. Cheers for the heads up, Kaiser. Cheesy Leaks says, you are godly. Thank you, Cheesy Leaks. Your picture of a big white dog is lovely. I'm absolutely not godly. I'm just a human being. And bear in mind, like, obviously I do tutorials and fun things on this channel that keep me really happy. Oh man, I'm so tired. By the way, if I just like lay my head down by this, if I just draw a picture of a pillow and then lie on it sideways and continue talking, but shut my eyes and maybe snore and just go to sleep, then it's just because I'm so shattered. And I've worked my arms and chest in the gym, so like I have no drawing ability. Everything is dead. So we're going to keep the paperwork loose. But no, not godly at all. I'm just a guy on the art journey, so I do tutorials and things, sure, but I'm always learning myself, developing my own style, just trying to kind of like get through it myself. And I love drawing and stuff like that, but like no mate, I'm just another student on the path, just like most of you guys, so no worries there. Mystic Goat says, how much weight do you put on backgrounds in pictures? Oh, and you've written some more things. Let's have a really quick speed read. Oh, like landscapes and cityscapes and stuff. You know what, I used to sketch loads of buildings back, especially when I was at uni, really years and years and years ago, because I took architecture at uni, and I used to be really, really proper into sketching buildings and stuff, way more than I actually cared about designing them. And so I ended up really getting into cityscapes and things like that for a long, long while, and then completely came out of it. And when I've kind of gotten into this anime style, I'm so focused at the moment with the tutorials of drawing characters and forms and bodies and shapes and really learning the character side of things, because for the manga that I want to draw, it's going to be quite character driven to a degree, even though it's in a kind of fantastical world. But I've really kind of, at the moment, I wouldn't say neglected. I am aware that I haven't been doing it, but yeah, I don't personally have that much skills or experience in background stuff. I think if I kind of go fully digital, get myself a good tablet, that's a great time to try to get into that. But if you guys do loads of background art, like loads of cityscapes and landscapes and stuff like that, post it online or on Tumblr or wherever you guys go for this stuff, or send it me on Bookface, and I'll take a look, because I love that kind of stuff. I love seeing the kind of art that I personally might not get to engage with so much. Extra Terrace says, I would live in either Gintama or Naruto. Yeah, so I asked you last episode, what anime would you live in, or what manga if you could choose? Or in fact, somebody else asked that even the episode before, which is really, really cool. And you'd prefer... Oh, yeah, so those two anime. I don't know Gintama so much. I know Naruto is a dangerous place to live. You'd probably die, let's face it. And I also asked, do you prefer subs or dubs for your anime? And this is really going to help me understand who gets blocked from the channel and who gets to stay, really, as my friend. And you say that you... Where's your comment? Oh, so tired. Oh, you prefer subs because you started to notice syncing could be off after watching a foreign film. Yeah, there's that. But also, like, a lot of nuances and casual things that works in Japanese doesn't work in English. Although, I'm pretty sure, like, I watched a Glass Reflections review, and if you don't know his channel, look it up, it's freaking awesome, where he talks about one particular anime. I can't remember what it's called, but the dubbing is just something else entirely. Their instructions were to make it interesting, and they just talk bullshit the entire way. It's got nothing to do with the original Japanese audio. I think it's some really middle-of-the-road horror slasher anime or something like that. Like, it's not very good, but they just talk all sorts of weird crap. Like, it sounds like they're doing it almost for a bet. So I need to remember what that was. And if you guys know, get it in the comments below. I'll read it next time. Finn the Fishbowl says, simple question, Mikey. All right, Finn, what are you saying? What's your favourite colour? Straight face. Ooh, what is my favourite colour? I'm going to go with orange, because it's quite a warm colour. It's nice if you wake up in summer and you see like some orange stuff. You're just like, yay, summer. And even in winter, at least orange is a bit warmer from kind of bleak colours. I guess I'm not really a kind of sad emo type. I'm just trying to living my life. I just haven't got time for being emo and smart and stuff. I just try to be happy and take things as they come. Yeah, so what are your favourite colours? That's such a weak question. I don't care what your favourite colours are, guys, and neither do you, and neither should you. Although if you want to tell me, that's totally cool. Ari Star says, I'm drawing Luffy from One Piece for a friend. Nice. Decided to challenge yourself. That's very cool. And you've got a massive to-do list of some famous and popular characters. All right, cool. You like subs and dubs, but mostly watch subs. Good. You almost got banned. I'm kidding. I'm not going to ban you. Or am I? Cassie D says, the Alexander summon from Final Fantasy IX was my favourite summon. Yes! Yeah, that was so cool. So epic from that game. And yeah, he totally wrecked Bahamut. You, sir, are correct. You know what? I really, completed Final Fantasy IX, and I don't remember it leaving the biggest impression in the world on me. But then the more I tried to remember it, the more I realised that, although it wasn't like a, Trailblazer or anything like that, it was a really solid Final Fantasy title. You just had to look past a couple things. And yeah, okay, spoiler alert. So there's this entire massive city with this massive sword in the middle, and the entire city turns out to be the entire like castle and the sword is the Alexander summon. It's so freaking awesome. And Diablo's always been cool ever since Final Fantasy VIII. You find him in like a lantern or something on a side quest. Bubblegum Tree says, talking about Helsing, yes, let's always talk about that. What about drawing Sarah's Victoria? Don't worry, I will for an SAS. She's totes on the list. And you prefer subbed anime, but there are also some really good dubs out there. Yeah, so I did mention that Helsing is on my exceptions list for dubbing, because that is really, really good. And if you guys know genuinely good dubbed anime, I'm kind of curious, but because I used to speak Japanese way better than I do now I do genuinely need subtitles again. I always prefer listening in Japanese, and I think it's really cool to get used to subtitles and listening to foreign films in their own language, because it's just going to kind of like broaden your horizon and your mind and your thinking a little bit. And if you are studying another language like Japanese and stuff like that, then you shouldn't be listening to anything in English anymore. You should be watching all your stuff in Japanese, and it slowly sinks in. It's never a quick process, but it's totally worth doing. Take that from me. I vaguely plan to get back into the Japanese, maybe go to a Japanese language school on a standard tourist visa, so like a 3-month intensive or something like that. So I might do some videos or something like that about learning Japanese or getting into the language, because it's really vaguely anime themed. It's not quite on topic, but it's kind of something that I think interests a lot of people. And really weirdly, like a tiny channel, but I follow this one called, like, I think it's Miss Hanake or something like that. And she's just some kid going to uni, like she's a fraction of my age. But she is really shit hot at her languages, and I think she speaks Japanese like really, really well. It's incredible. So like watching those videos, because she speaks in Japanese in a lot of them, just really psychs me up for learning languages. So yeah, always got time for that kind of thing. I'd love to get into travel vlogging as well. That would be amazing if you just managed to live off of going to cool places and talking about it. Oh dear, to dream. To dream. To die, perchance to sleep? Aye, there's for rub. Oh, let's not go into my monologue. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is noble in mind to suffer swings and hours of outrageous fortune, take arms against them. Oh, okay. Anyway, Rising Wind Dragon 31, Ripperoo 92 says, what anime would I like to live in is Air Gear. Sub or dub? I like both. Dangerous territory. Dangerous, you have to pick a side. You don't have to pick a side in life. Just be casually not too bothered. Why not? Volva Anderseed says, hey Mikey, I'm a relatively new artist. Cool. I've been drawing for about 6 years. That doesn't make you new. That makes you just an artist now, so well done. Started working on my own manga. Awesome. Curious if you'd be interested in assisting in the artwork and character designs. As much as I'd love to, I do not have the time for that. I'm barely keeping up with the projects that pay me. I'm barely keeping up with my own hobby projects and my own manga and bits like that. So sorry, dude. I just haven't got the time for it. Although I love engaging with interesting character stuff. I used to be really open to it. And do like people's own characters and stuff like that. But they sent me back on, is it DeviantArt, years and years ago? But now I had to just wrap all of that up because I'm really, really busy with the YouTubing and for just living of life in between. It is tough. Oh man, I'd love to be immortal. Although technically I'd be allowed to commit suicide if it got too boring. Just so that I could get all the different projects in life underway. But now you have to pick and choose. And when you're an old man like me, like, you know, I'm not going to be around forever. Don't worry, I've got plenty good years in me. But, you know, you've kind of got to set your path and kind of focus on things quite particularly these days. Oh, what a shame. Doughcake says, hi Mikey. Hi Doughcakes. Question. On the days when you want to draw but it's not in you and nothing seems to work out, what do you do to reset or get into a good rhythm? Or do you just power through it? That is a great question. Maybe we should make this the question because I tried to theme one now based on what you say. I'll throw it open to the floor. What do all you guys at home do? What are your personal techniques? If you're not in the mood to draw or you need to come away from it, what do you do to recharge your batteries and get back into the zone? Because I think there's no one right answer to that. And I'd really love to hear everybody else's techniques, really. It'd be really, really cool. For me, I'm doing one of them right now. If I know that I can't be creative, but I want to put pen to paper because I like doing it, it relaxes me, then yeah, I like to go back over to my Pinterest account because I've got so many collections of other people's amazing artwork. It just really gets my juices flowing and I get to like look at that again. So that's always really good. Have yourself a backup or a source of really intense, lovely visual stuff that really puts you in a mood. When it comes to doing stuff, like if I have to walk away from some art for a bit, what do I like to do? Maybe just watch some anime. Actually, maybe just come away from it altogether and do stuff that uses a completely different part of the brain. So I might just go get really, really drunk with my mates. That's always good. Go raving. Never too old. And like go to the gym, stuff like that. Just come away from it. And if you need to get art done and you're stuck in a house for an evening, come away from it. Put the sketchbook away. Don't worry about it. Whack on a TV or put on an anime. Go cook some dinner. Read a book. Just do anything except for that for at least 20 minutes, half an hour. And then once you're kind of rested, get yourself a cup of tea. Then come back to it and you'll bloody have a great time. Matthew Munoz says, if the anime is story driven, I like watching it subtitled. But if it's more of an action scene, I like to watch it dubbed because I want to focus on watching the fighting scenes. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's an acceptable answer. I'll let that go. I still think you should go for the dub, but I do actually completely know what you're talking about, so that's kind of okay. And Joey Aktosh says, the Finding Your Own Style type of videos is from Sycra. Watch Sycra, he's one of the... Yes! Oh, okay, nice one, Joey. So, yeah, Sycra, Sycra, excellent YouTube art channel. And it's not just anime styles, he's a great artist, and he has been around for a while. I think he's got well over 500,000 subs. But that is a very good suggestion. Well done, you. Yeah, do watch Sycra, absolutely. Let's just have this other weird character lady just over here, somewhere like so. I'm just roughing out really blocking areas at the moment, just whilst I'm tired, and then I can focus on getting this into a time-lapse a little bit later. What is today? Today's Tuesday, by the way. I wanted to get this done on Sunday and be clever, but I never get around to, living my life away I intend. So it means that I might try to do the time-lapse in the morning and then render it whilst I'm at work on Wednesday and then come and upload it on my phone in the afternoon and hopefully it'll be out on time. This is how close to the bone I always do it. I'm always rendering the day it's supposed to be uploaded and just leaving it too late. But, when it's your own channel and you do it as a hobby instead of a job, you can kind of do whatever you want the way you feel like doing it. So that helps somewhat. It's not perfect, but it does help. And Batmat says, sub anime for life. If you like dub over sub, I wish an infinite of half-boiled, terrible tasting tea on you and your family. Half-boiled bad tea. Oh, dude, that's cold. That is some dark shit. Although I completely agree with you. And what else we got? Gwen of Art. Gwen, I practice drawing of females on different angles. When my friends and family saw my drawings, they think I'm a lesbian. Thanks, Mikey. You're welcome, Gwen. Yay. Colby Senior says, more of a sub. Granted, the dub is actually a hell of a lot easier to understand, English, but the sub is more legit and sounds more epic. Correct. The Japanese voiceovers they have for a lot of characters makes much more sense. And then when you get these really Americanized dubs over it, it makes the characters less legitimate, even more just cartoony and laughable, like, and they're always shouting things, and it just does not work in a lot of cases. I rarely feel strongly about something, and I really try to live my life like, I'm not saying, like, oh, let's fucking love each other all the time, but I do try, like, not to be too negative about stuff, because, like, I don't know what goes into it, and people work really hard at that kind of thing. But for some reason, I do just cringe so hard at lots of dubbed anime. Not all of it, but yeah, get out of my life. Get out of my life. King Gold versus Joker says, hey Mikey, hey sir, I like drawing and I always have trouble drawing fingers. Any advice? And will you ever do a live stream? Fingers tutorial. There's going to be a Hands Mark II tutorial eventually. That's going to happen. Live streaming, such a common question I have actually about live streaming on Twitch or Picato, is that I love the idea. This obviously would be a great series to do live streaming, but my internet connection in my village is so freaking awful. I'm not kidding, like my computer will casually disconnect from the internet and then my internet connection's insecure. It's okay, internet connection. We all feel a bit insecure from time to time. That happens just all the time. That's just normal for me now. The reason why when I render on my computer, I then put all of my YouTube videos onto my phone, because my phone has a better, faster internet connection and a better contract, it's unlimited, than my house does. So yeah, I love the idea of that, and one day if I either change internet providers or move out to somewhere which is actually just normal with some good fiber optic, until that happens, it's not quite an option. I'll test run it every now and then. I'll probably have a dummy run on Twitch maybe sometime, and I'll announce it way ahead on here. But that whole show will probably be a really low quality uploaded streaming nightmare. Oh, and also, I don't have a webcam. Like, my mobile phone doesn't plug into the computer and act as a webcam, so I'd have to buy loads of kit again. But I'm saving my pennies at the moment for a touchscreen tablet. All thanks to Patreon. We're so close. Azuela Ivari says, oh, Azuela Ivari, I feel like you might have told me last episode how to pronounce your name properly, and I just completely forgot, so I'm awfully sorry, but just deal with it. I just realised I've been here a long time. I remember when I found your tutorials after running out of Mark Really stuff, which I couldn't connect with, and nothing really stuck to me yet. I first subscribed to you, you've been one of my favourite tutorial artists, and for some reason out of all the people I've learnt from the best. Oh my god, you've written loads. Okay, awesome. It's... oh, from way back when we did the first Emotional Eyes tutorial. God, those tutorials were so bad compared to what I'm doing now. Oh man, so yeah. mikeymegamega SAS. Oh yeah, cool. Many thanks. I love the support, obviously. It's super duper awesome, but I also love hearing about what you're doing as well. I want to know what art you guys are up to. Bloody love art. And Ghost Stories dub and Space Dandy's dub are... and Sergeant Frog. Oh, Sergeant Kedora. Yeah, I've never seen Sergeant Frog, but it always looks like something I'd really enjoy watching. I've always wanted to take a look. They dub better with their American jokes. Okay, that I'd be willing to look at. I will actually check out Sergeant Keroro. It's a good suggestion. I can't even remember what it was. I think I just saw like a random page from the manga once somewhere, and it immediately just looked like my kind of humour. Like, I can't even remember what it is, but he gets caught out. Okay, Hatara Wannable says, oh, okay, Hatara, you are an excellent commenter with your nailed down version. So I'm going to read the long version in my own time. But basically you're saying dubs are better than subs, correct? Watch Spice and Wolf. Now, it's set in a Renaissance Europe, so a Western tongue fits more. Oh, okay. And don't forget also to try Persona 1 and 2. I'm not going to have the time for 1 and 2. I think I've downloaded 3. So I'm just going to have to dive into that, I think, and try to get a feel for what Persona's all about. I vaguely forget, but apparently it's supernatural, or there's like an alternative world when everyone goes to bed at night or something. I don't really know the stuff. Persona 1 and 2, they just seem like long games. I'm not against it. Like, I want to play it, but bear in mind Uncharted 4's out, and I haven't even started playing Uncharted 2 and all that sort of stuff. There's so many video games. Such an amazing world. There's so much cool stuff out there. You have to kind of pick and choose. Shiver says, favourite RPG monster, Sif from Dark Souls. Don't know it, but I will have to have a look. Still makes me sad. Oh, probably emotional. Favourite video game villain in general, Mogeko from Mogeko Castle. Oh, and you've given me a Wikipedia link. I do appreciate links that don't turn out to be very, very loud YouTube videos. Mogeko looks kind of cute. She isn't the perfect little girl. Oh, okay. Oh, sharp teeth and claws and okay, yeah. Okay, cool. She's a little bit of a psychopath. All right, nice. Thanks, Shiver. Charles Sketch says, I like English dub when I can get it because I can't stand reading the words whilst watching the animation. I might miss something. Also, can you do a tutorial on dip pens? You, sir, are banned from the channel and I never want to see from you again. Just kidding. You're all welcome to your own opinions, even if they're wrong. Dip pens. Oh, you know what? Wait for it. Where is it? I kind of talked about this, I think, briefly in my common drawing questions. Yeah, I got myself this cartoonist, what is it? Is it a G pen or a Zig or something like that? And then elsewhere in this drawer, off screen, I'm opening this big drawer that's full of all my stuff and gubbins, common things. And guitar picks? Oh, I got some signed Foo Fighters guitar picks. How random's that? Literally just a collection. Look at this. Just collector stuff. You don't need to see that shit. Anyway, yeah, but I've never used it. How bad is that? I still haven't got round to, I've had a go of it. And I think I've got like a Tachikoma nib and a G-Pen nib. And I haven't had the opportunity to actually get a feel for that. But once I learn it and get it under my wing, then yeah, I'll talk about that sort of stuff more. I tend to like using a super fine watercolour painting brush if I'm going to paint with inks personally. So I'll either go from the pens to the watercolour brush and kind of work in that direction. Everything in focus on here? Not that I'm drawing anything that's particularly interesting yet. Time-lapse time, later. Hydro Zephyr says, hello people, I hope you're well. Hope you're well too, Hydro. I personally like both sub and dub, however I seem to lean towards subtitles more often. Mikey, would you consider drawing Joan d'Arc from Shingeki no Bahamut? Never heard of it. I will have to put that on my list of things to look at. An anime lover, 1234567 lol, says, hello again, I bet you're tired of seeing this username. Indeed I am, but you're always welcome. I was wondering if you could draw a robotic hand on a female or male, and if you could draw leggings. Problem with robot hands is you have to practice on a sausage first, otherwise you might tear your own off. Jay Corby says, I would be in Dragon Ball Z, and you would be dead, Jay, unless you're just one of the background characters. Like, these fighting mangas, you guys talk about the mangas that you'd want to live into if you had to, or the anime, and these fighting ones are like, they're so incredibly dangerous. The average character's lifespan is awful. You'd die and then we'd have to all get some Dragon Balls together. There'd be like a big Kickstarter or something like that. Oh, Zephyr's died, everybody. Let's have a Kickstarter to go find all the Dragon Balls. And then we find all the Dragon Balls and we bring you back to life. And it would just be so long, do you know what I mean? Or like we'd have to get like a GoFundMe, find more Dragon Balls. If that was real, that's how it'd be done. Nobody would like train super hard. But it's super dangerous in these anime worlds. I wouldn't want to live in them myself. Whatever anime is all about drinking tea and chilling out, that's the anime I'd want to live in. But good suggestion nonetheless. Dante Riley 14 says, love your tutorials. Continue, do more, it helps me a lot. Oh, that's really cool. I'm really glad it helps, man. And going to art school isn't cheap. Yeah, it's not. And you know what? We live in a weird time where a lot of knowledge now in general, if you know where to look for it, is available online. Obviously, it's never quite going to be the same than having like a one-to-one tutor in a classroom. That's still an incredible way to spend your time. But I don't know, knowledge is more accessible to lots of people now. And personally, part of the reason why I try to keep all my tutorials with pen and pencil is because I want it to be like easily accessible for everyone. I don't want you to have to wait to get good equipment to learn to start to draw. That sort of stuff shouldn't hold you back. But then again, I'm a big sap for people being creative. I think it's just super awesome, whatever it is. As long as you're not creating, like, nuclear bombs, because then it's just like, oh, dude, come on. But Daniel Tack or Fack says, you should try to draw Koren from Fire Emblem sometime. Are you the person who keeps asking me to draw Koren, like, on every video? It might be you or somebody else. Oh, she's an awesome-looking character with a sweet sword. Oh, some weird dark powers coming out of her sword as well. Oh, that's just reminded me of Dark Souls. I've got that sweet-ass battle axe. I need to play some more of that. I think it's just a Final Fantasy upload for this Thursday. I'll have to have a think, though. When am I going to fit in Dark Souls? Sorry, I'm trying to work really hard at the gym at the moment, and it gives me very little time. Insight into my life as I panic exercise myself towards a holiday. Trenton Start says, thanks for the help with the low angles. I suck so bad at them. Yeah, no probs. Glad you enjoyed the tutorial. And the Anime Sage says, I dipped my brush in my coffee one time. It happens, and it will happen more. I love subbed anime, but Hellsing was indeed a great dub. Yes, it was. That's cool. You're allowed to stay. I would live in the anime to love Rue, and I started to make time-lapse video. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Brilliant. I will. I don't know if that's a. Is that link a real link? Oh, it does. It does take you to your channel. Excellent. Awesome. Oh, and you've got a glove on your hand so you don't smudge your artwork. Very, very smart. Excellent. I'll take a look at that sometime. Yo me, yo you, at mikeymegamega. Will there be any series about colouring too? I absolutely adore the idea of you teaching about making manga and a paneling. Yeah, that's on my my really rough game plan. Female tutorials, male tutorials, clothing, gestures, bodywork, backgrounds, panels, and eventually the actual act of making manga itself. Like that will be like a billion years in the future on this channel. But eventually we'll just like go through to the point where if you follow the tutorials, you're just creating awesome stuff. In my dream. Whether or not we make it there, I have no idea. But yeah, that's something I'm vaguely working towards in years and years. So don't expect it soon. Fusel TV says, just wanted to ask if you have a leggings tutorial. No, I don't. And would you do one? Yes, I will. I need to do a second legs tutorial as well. I'll try to give one of the characters leggings in that. Maybe some torn tights. That's always a weird look with like indie anime. Logan Carter. Meh. And Alex Sorellis, do you shoot with a phone? How do you get the camera up to film a drawing? Oh, man, I'm not kidding. It's a phone on a coat hanger. Can I do a cheeky zoom out lift up? Wait for it. This is dangerous. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Observe. There's the reference image from Pinterest. It's super awesome. And then just the edge of a coat hanger. Let's balance this down. There you go. That was almost a room tour. Aren't you all such lucky people? Now the problem is it's literally just balanced. On the other end of that coat hanger is a PS3 controller and I need to talk down here so the audio is good. On the other side of that coat hanger is a PS3 controller and 2 video games in the boxes, and that just balances the weight of the phone. It's so dodge. Okay, Juan says the horror of dub. The horror. Do you see? On another topic, how do you draw anime from different ethnicity? That needs to be done. That's on another of my to-do list tutorials. I want to talk about different bone structures. A really rough summary is different bone shapes for, say, African-American black style anime characters, African characters. I don't know why I said African-American. Just rolled off the tongue really well. And then if you draw normal anime girls, but just make them really dark, they look more Indian. But we're going to discuss that in the future because I want to see more races and more people with different, like, larger body types in anime generally. That's like one of my other things that I care about. I want to see loads more mixed race anime characters. Lots of bigger girls and guys. Why not? Crotch 00 without them being, like stereotypical side characters. Crotch 000. Woot hardcore crew. Yeah, anybody still watching this video, by the way, you are in the hardcore crew. People who watch this log in, I bloody love you. Just going crazy, talking in my room, but somehow you all follow along. I think some dubs are good, rarely but occasionally better than the original voices. Some examples are Dragon Half and Sorcerer Hunters, Bakaratu Hunter there, and Chocolate Mizu is my waifu. Oh, never heard of any of that. But some dubs are quite bad, correct. Cowboy Bebop was the one with space gates for travel. Yes, thank you very much for the help, something I asked last time round. And the person with the really cool Cyrillic alphabet name, Robot Free Karakapop, I don't know, I can't read that. Please draw Tracer, I love this girl. Spoiler alert, probably going to make her the next SAS. As long as I do it in time. So much Jim. How are we doing for time, by the way? Oh, nearly half an hour, about halfway through the comments. Just going to sip some tea. Delicious. Connor Heisey, or Connor Heisei subbed. Welcome on board. And Master of Unlocking says, should have made them all Ray clones, Mikey. Oh, for the more low angle examples. Yeah, them Ray clones, they are everywhere in their big vats of laughing, creepy banter. Oh, Neon Genesis Evangelion. When's that next Neon Genesis Evangelion remake out? They did part 3, You Cannot Undo, I think, or something like that. When's part 4? Because I really enjoyed those remakes. I didn't really understand what happened in the third one, I'll be honest. I need to rewatch it. But it was visually amazing. And I want to see a bit of a conclusion to that. Because we just entered this really cool period of anime a few years back where they remade Hellsing for Hellsing Ultimate, just off a manga. Perfect, loved it. They started remaking Evangelion. Incredible viewing experiences. And what else did they remake? Hunter x Hunter in 2011, I think, was remade. Couldn't have been more pleased with that. And, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, Berserk as well. They remade that. And I just want more. More of those, please. Although, to be fair, Hellsing Ultimate finished, but more of the others. Ark Sobadano says, what are your thoughts on a Rick and Morty art style? Oh, that's a good question. If you don't know, I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. I love it. Wubba-dubba-dub-dub! It sounds shit when you try to say something from it. But it's got a really simple cartoony art style. And I'm totally okay with it. I think it's the perfect type of art for what that cartoon is, personally. So yeah, totes cool in my book. Totsilio cool o Rio. Let's just get another character standing in here. This is just harking back to the original one on the left, but maybe just a little bit more zoomed out, and then we'll get a bit more of body and the posture in just really quickly, just drawing some of this stuff on. It's just going to go like this and up. This is exactly what I said I wouldn't do. I wasn't going to draw too much so that I could focus on your comments, but I just can't help myself. If I'm going to sit here with a pen in my hand and then a piece of paper in front of me, something's going to happen to that paper, okay? And it's probably going to involve a pen. And if it doesn't, then, well, it's probably involving my man pen, in which case you do not want to be in a room when that's happening. Just kidding. I would never swipe my junk on a sheet of paper. God, what am I talking about? This is the danger of Draw with Mikey, by the way. If you're new to the channel, welcome on board. But this series, when I say it's casual, I mean it. Like, I'll just talk about any old crap that comes to mind. Any old crap that comes into my head does not get filtered, and then it goes out of my mouth. Brilliant, which is another sort of thing for adult play, but that's a little bit later. So let's come up here and let's get a hand on there, and then this hand has some kind of cool daggery-doo. Now, what's really annoying, the one thing, and somebody mentioned this in the comments last time, and it's spot on. I'm seeing some amazing Pinterest images, but it's really hard to kind of actually find out who the original artwork is done by. In this instance, these two characters I'm using as reference appear to be... No, see? So I thought on this picture, I won't try to put it on screen, there was a link to the website or the artist. Okay, lovely. So if there's been a massive jump in the drawing, then basically I've just been reading through your comments for fucking ages. Like proper ages, and sketching a little bit more. But the camera phone turned off. It had done all its recording. I'd left it on silent so it doesn't beep when it turns off. So welcome back. What I was just complaining about is, yeah, it's really hard to find the original artists on Pinterest. And I was going to read what's kind of like really faintly written on this particular image. And it turns out it's not the artist or the artist website at all. Somebody else separately has just put on a mysexdatabase.com link to some sort of forum and money-making bullshit somewhere out there. So that is a big shame. So if you recognise this artwork at all, and I would be surprised if you did, because these are very bad renditions of it, then do let me know and get in the comments, because I'd love to fucking find out who the original artist of this is, because they need recognising. Well, they're probably really famous anyway. This artwork is incredible. But yeah, need to share that stuff around. That is a challenge. Right, so let's just cover some of the comments I have just read. FML. Oriane Samaj says, I love this video and I'd love to be a character in anime. It would be Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Good suggestion. Let's take a little bit of a look at that. I've already opened that on a tab, I'm pretty sure. Yes. In which case... Oh, no. I'm looking at something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so Chivalry of a Failed Knight. You don't need to learn much about it other than the first image that comes up is a picture of one guy and a harem or harem around him of about 5 or 6 different girls. I think I know why you'd like to be into that one, so that's pretty cool. Lucas Sim, in an episode of Cowboy Bebop, a character gets prisoned in a gate, you said, and then the cow tripulation of the ship turns into monkeys because of bioweapons. Right, so I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if that's like the ecological Mama's crew. I don't know if they were like all dressing up as dolphins or something. I've got a really messed up memory about that. But yeah, it was Cowboy Bebop I was going on about a few episodes ago, and I couldn't quite remember or recognise what it was and or what it was all about. So thank you very much for bringing me up to speed. You guys are a great crowd, by the way, when it comes to just forgetting about anime and manga, because you guys just like act as my memory now and answer all of that. I bloody love you for it. Many, many thanks. So we got this character in with a stabby knife. I think there's more hip and leg off there. Got them kind of long. And then there's all sorts of ribbons and stuff. These arm greaves are completely weird shapes as well. There's lots of weird things going on around here. But we'll come back to that when I actually drop into the time lapse. Let's focus on comments. Pretty Hearts 1234. Does he take comments from Patreon? So, do I do commissions on Patreon, if that's what you're asking? Yes, I do. And Benchy44 says, I like everything I watch to be in its original language. Dubs are not really my thing. Correct. Love your vids. Thank you very much. Hope you win the Let's Play drawing contest. No, hope you win... Fuck. Hope you win the Lost Paws drawing contest. Thank you very much. I've been told about it by one of you lovely people. Have I done anything about it? No. So, shit, I hope the deadline's not passed. I'll do some art for that. I definitely will give it a try. God, yeah, I hope I've not missed a deadline. I'm so bad at stuff like that. So, yeah, I've got to check that out. And Ricky Carillo Sanchez says, please do more tutorials. I certainly will. Tim, know your goddamn motherfucking business, you goddamn son of a bitch, was saying to do another video, but you can give it a try. I've got no idea what that is in reference to, sir, but thanks for giving me an update. God, what were we talking about last episode? No idea. Mickelson Noel June says, you're my favourite artist. Thank you very much, Mickelson, but there's definitely better people out there, so keep your eyes open and keep looking around, especially on YouTube. There's some great artists around. Classic Gamer 79, it sounds like Bebop of what you just described as an interdimensional gate used for travelling throughout space. Where else am I going to get comments like that? That's great. Thank you very much for the heads up. Luke, Mikey, your skills stroke left me kind of concerned. But anyway, I'd definitely choose subbed anime. Dubbed anime tends to lack the emotion that you hear from Japanese voice actors. Correct, so you're absolutely spot on. P.S. Maybe inviting a friend or someone to read the comments out for you might help. I don't fucking know. Yeah, brilliant. Great suggestion. Sorry, fucking hell. So, yeah, maybe that'll help. I don't fucking know. Right, brilliant. You're right, but that is another thing that I'm probably going to have to do. Having 100 plus comments to read through is awesome. It's great that there's more people hanging around. That's really, really cool. But, yeah, it means that maybe I'll draw separately next time round and then read out the comments separately on top of it so that way I'm focusing on the drawing and focusing. It's the best of both. Whereas the current series is a real mishmash. I don't know what I'm going to be drawing at the beginning of any of these episodes. I don't know what I'm going to be reading either from your comments most of the time. Because I haven't got the time to kind of like prep it or pre-check. So you just go for anything. Which is kind of the charm of it as well. It's a real random mixed up thing. Super, super casual. But yeah, I might try to separate them out. Because really you're kind of getting the worst of both. My worst drawing ability when I'm not quite focused. And my worst chat and bant when I'm not quite paying attention to what I'm reading as well. But, you know, it keeps me happy. Hope you guys enjoy being along. And of course, if you're this far in, you are hardcore crew anyway. So, bloody love you. Uber Awesome Man 9. Oh, and by the way, before I read your comment, Uber, is, I think this is episode 20 now. I'm not 100% sure because I have no control over my life. But I think this is episode 20, which means next week I'm probably just going to do a time lapse of the last 10 episodes, like all together against some music, which you will either love or hate. And so that means all of the comments that you put in this week's video, I'll read the week after that. I'll add them all together. And if you comment on the time-lapse one, that's cool. I'll add it all in to the next one. So just be aware of that. You might just realise there's not a standard DWM. It'll be another compilation. Uber Awesome Man 9 asked for... Oh, you said you make my life delicious with your sexy voice and awesome videos. Thank you very much. Also, yeah, you mentioned my comment on Holo. I don't know. Holo? Hello? Anyway, also I've been following you on YouTube for a while, and I don't know how you... Oh, yeah, you've just realised I've got DeviantArt and Facebook accounts, and now you follow me there. Facebook, great. I have a response time of approximately 54 days, according to my Facebook stats. So if you message me on there, I'll get round to it back in like winter or something like that, closer to Christmas. And DeviantArt, I'm on there, but I'm really bad now at keeping that up to date. Weebo Fresh, why gender swap characters from My Hero Academia? Does Ochacho just not exist? Ochacho stop spring waifu. What the hell are you talking about, Weebu? You quite like Ochacho from MHA, I'm basically assuming, and add it to the SAS. Will do, Brian Perry, smiley face. Riken Strike. My favourite monster from a video game is Xenoglare from Monster Hunter series. It's basically a Super Saiyan electric wolf. So I copied and pasted this to have a look, and it is super cool looking, but it does kind of remind me of some of those bioweapon beasts from the early parts of Final Fantasy XIII. The ones that are on all fours, and then at some point they pull the blade out of their horn, and then they stand on their rear legs and they fight really differently. But yeah, look, uber cool. Spicy Meatball says, what's your favourite game or anime weapon? Ooh, that is a questione to be asking. So, favourite game, that's such a big question. Like, I can't answer that in full right now. There's so many amazing games out there. When it comes to the PS3, in my experience of PS3 titles since I've started this channel, I'd have to say that not the favourite, but definitely in the top 5 is The Last of Us and Bioshock Infinite. They are both such thoroughly engaging, or entertaining at least, plays, and I think they've got replay value as well, which is good. So they're certainly up there. Whether or not they're the best, I don't know. And favourite video game weapon? That's tough. I don't really think about that too much, because I don't play a lot of first-person shooter games, except say Deus Ex, because that's got quite a strong story as well. I guess Ruby weapon from Final Fantasy VII. That's a good weapon. It's a monster technically, but it is an earth weapon, and it really surprise fucks you as well when you go and investigate it in the desert, especially if you haven't got like a really strong fighting crowd equipped, and you just suddenly realise you're in a battle, and it motherfucks you, that thing as well. There's a really good Oni NG cartoon that summarises that experience perfectly. So yeah, maybe ask me again in a future episode, what is the best anime weapon out there? What do I prefer? What do you like? What's your favourite anime weapon? That I would love to know. God, what's it? Is it Fate Stay Night? There's a guy there who has like access to the king's treasury, and it's a vault full of an entire army's worth of spears and swords and weapons, and you can just make them materialise. That's kind of cool. Philip Hoyes, for a change of pace, I'm currently working on a game idea whilst listening to you, young Mikey. Thank you very much, Philip. Great art. I tend to use pencil, then ink after if I'm happy. Standard traditional. And, by the way, tea all the way. Yes, sir. Subbed anime where possible, correct. And have you ever done any fighting game characters like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat or Tekken? No, I haven't actually. I just haven't got round to it. They're definitely on the to-do list, or to gender swap accordingly. But yeah, that needs to be done. Absolutely. And also, what are you guys working on? I always want to... are we still in time? Is this recording? Got to double check these days. Always want to kind of know what you guys are up to with the art and stuff. So very, very cool. But no, it's on a list for the future, perhaps. Midzia Art says, Yo, Mikey. Yo, Midzia. Have you seen Dura-da-da-da? Oh, God, I can't even say this. Dura-da-da. Oh, that's how you say it. It's great and has fantastic dub. Oh, does it? Now, I've heard of it. I know it's apparently really engaging to watch, so I might give that a look, to be fair. Joel says, oh... The first thing he says is, I'm striving for shorter comments. And the first thing I thought was, this is a long comment. But so much gets discussed each video. Yeah, you're right, man. It's all over the place. There's no particular one topic for the Draw with Mikey series every episode. I should probably maybe think of doing that. I don't know. But it does mean that we talk about whatever. And we don't maybe dive into much detail about any one thing. We're all over the boat. So yes, there's much to discuss, my friend. Dubstroke sub. I've been watching fan subs since about 1990. Yeah. I like when I first came across Naruto and anime and stuff like that way back, maybe not as early as you. Yeah, it was all fan subbed back then, because there's just no other access to it. It's all still just sitting around in Japan and not coming over to the UK or the States properly. So yeah, I kind of know that vibe. Datenbayo subs did, I think, loads of Naruto stuff back in the day, although that does kind of suggest I might have illegally downloaded it once or twice in my life. Ooh, naughty. But I promise I didn't, officer. That's just said for entertainment purposes and not something you can legally send me to jail for. Whew, I think I'm safe. Yeah, so you don't even notice subs. Absolutely, neither do I. When dubs are good, they're better, but it's super rare. Correct. Guyver, high five, indeed. And tea, sipped Egyptian licorice mint whilst watching this. Oh my god, your tea standards are pretty high level. Shit. Comment track, I recommend overlaying the audio, less distractions. Girl on... Yeah, might try it. Girl on the left of your pic, I thought she was going to be Belle Dandy at first. I don't know who that is. RPG monster, not counting monster girls. This guy made me laugh, and you've sent me an image link. Let's go click said link. I have no idea what game this is from, but it's a monster from a side view fighting game, and it's a giraffe that appears to have its neck stuck through a barrel. Very interesting stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's incredible. I've never seen that before in my life. Anybody listening to this, and by the way, you are hardcore crew. I'll say it again if you're this far in. Anybody except for Joel, if I describe an enemy which is a giraffe and its neck sticks through a barrel, can you work out what game that's from or what monster that is? If anybody else works that out, I'll be very impressed. Unless it's super famous and I just have never heard of it before. Blue Fox Films, yo Mikey, yo Blue. I've learned a lot from your tutorials and sketches. You've inspired me to draw a sexy series of League of Legends champions and to challenge myself. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Really glad it helps. That's super cool, dude. Keep it up so I can learn more of your forbidden drawing jutsu. Ah, yes, hijutsu. Drawing techniques. So good, but so super secret. Howard Henry Taft says, Love your work. Love your face. An SAS idea. Can you draw Kabato or Sena from Boku wa Tomodachi ga Tsukanai? Yeah, okay. Gonna need to draw Kabato as an older character. Oh, is she underage? Sure thing. I will add it to the list. And Elias Nicholas Aguirre. This is, hola, soy de Argentina. Gracias por subir estos tipos de videos. Eso es un gran artista. Muchas gracias, amigo. Super cool. Vale. I don't know. Vale? That's cool. But thank you very much. Awesome. And yeah, so in the SAS, when you guys suggest characters for are much younger, because there's this weird, creepy undercurrent of paedophile culture in Japanese anime. Yeah, I said it. I'll speak some truth sometimes. Not much, but like it is in there really, really sadly. It does mean that I'm not going to draw younger characters for the SAS. Because I'm not going to sit around and sexualize children. That's not my vibe. But if I draw them as older characters or how they might look when they're grown up. Win-win, everybody. Win indeed. Robert Garcia. Ha ha ha. Have you ever been professional on your videos? No. Yeah, as you know, I am. Lo, I was wondering on your Patreon channel, do you do digital art depending on how much someone donates? And do you set up for print or web? I can do, and I do like print and post out art as well for some commissions. And I've done entire commissions which I don't like own the rights to, so to speak. So I can't even show them, where I've had to like do my damned bestest for lots of money. And that's a lie. For tiny amounts of money on PayPal. So yeah, I do commission stuff, and I do a lot of digital art for a lot of the commissions as well. It tends to be more digital because that's more popular. And I do tend to print and post stuff as well. So yeah, they're all options available. Not so much from Patreon, but I do get a lot of emails on Gmail, on my Gmail account, which is my channel information, I think, for commissions and stuff like that through there. So you can always go take a look if you like. Angel Smith says, here's an image with a challenging position. This better not lead to pornography. I'm clicking a link to Pinterest. Oh no, it's totally safe for work. Oh yeah, it's Chun-Li doing one of her like leg up Thai leg blocks, so to speak, in Thai boxing, just before she does like a super powerful kick. That is a challenging position. You have a go, Angel Smith, and post it. I want to see your skills. Timothy Mester, welcome back. Okay, get ready to block me, but I'm an avid dubbed watcher, unless the show I want to see is only in subbed. That is disappointing. Come on, bro. I thought you were cool. I have trouble watching and reading. Oh, okay. Music that I seem to enjoy whilst working is rock, Funeral for a Friend, metal, Abandon All Ships, and some classical, Two Steps from Hell. Good classical is Philip Glass and the actual classics. Two Steps from Hell, I've never heard of them, but let's see what they're like a little bit later. Sweatpants says dubbed because it doesn't make me look down the whole time. No, you're so wrong. God, you people, come on. Come on, you're better than this. Also, sometimes they talk too fast and the subs go too fast. Yeah, that is true, actually. Plus, if it's a comedy, it isn't funny if you had to read it. No, wrong. Because the Japanese comedic style, once you get used to it, works so much better. It has a completely different flow to the English. If there's a really good dub that makes it brilliant, I want to hear about it. But most of the time, that is not the case. But yeah, you can have your opinion. That's okay. I also rather know what they say by understanding them. Yeah, okay. Xandredarium says, the action shonen anime of lots of battle shouting and saying attack names out loud and fighting like One Piece or Bleach. Kagebushi no Jutsu! Subbed because it sounds more badass. Okay. I find dubs kind of sound cringy at times. All the time. Like for real, Gum Gum versus Gomu Gomu no. Oh, really? Is that how they say it? Oh, no. No competition. No competition, mate. Plus dialogue isn't that improved. Yeah, you're right. Exception is Dragon Ball, which I prefer dubbed. Oh, okay. Actually, Goku in the original Dragon Ball does sound like a girl's voice, super high pitched, and it's really weird to get your head around. For dialogue heavier, more drama mystery shows like Death Note, dubbed as it's more immersive because there's no barrier like language wise, and you can focus purely on the plot and dialogue. That's a good argument, to be fair. Like something important might happen in the corner of the screen, you might not notice because you're reading the subtitles. Yeah, I do get where you're coming from. I just don't agree. Like, I understand. I completely understand. But it's just not for me. Panda God, I swear you're the guy from iZombie. Are you talking about the British Asian, like, I don't know if he's Hindu or Pakistani guy with the really, like, cup of tea, mate, accent? Oh, let's go up to North London, mate. Oh, let's see a show. Oh, lovely, lovely. Yeah, he's a bit of a lad, but that's not me. Tomato Ghost says, please draw Iori Rinko from Gundam Build Fighters. What, for an SAS, maybe? Nico Juju, welcome back. Hey Mikey, I'm more of a sub guy overall, but it ultimately depends on how I was initially introduced to the series. That is true. For any manga series, your first time is always going to be unique. Thanks for shouting me out in the vids, no problem, thanks for commenting. Always wanting to draw characters as a type of mascot when I do streams and YouTube stuff, but I'm stumped do you have any original characters and tips and how to find some ideas to make them? That is going to have to be an answer for like an entire tutorial, dude. That's a massive kind of question. How are we doing for time? Oh, it's another one of these super long videos. I've got to definitely change the game plan. By the way, I'm not sure if I said during the bit that wasn't recording my phone or if I'm just going to repeat myself now, so bear with. But next episode is going to be a compilation video. I think this might be episode 20. So next episode is just going to be all the time lapses, smudged together with some music, which you'll either love or hate. And then all the comments from this episode that you're writing right now, you lovely, delicious people, will be answered in the episode after when we get back into the series again. And any comments that you put in the next one as well, just like we did last time. That's just a quick heads up. Angel Rodriguez, how long do you think you're going to be doing YouTube? 5 more days and then I quit forever. And MR Spider 236 says, hey Mikey, love all of your vids and I have a question. If you haven't answered already, what do you love most about drawing? For me, it's a process of taking something boring or bland and reimagining it to be interesting, or in this case, sexy. Very cool. What do you guys love about drawing? That is always a great question. Personally, for me, I like the creative element. I like that I can have an idea in my head and then express it so other people can understand it. But also, personally, I find it super, super therapeutic. So I really love getting into the drawing like rhythm of something when it flows easily. Like when you're having a long day and it's not working, it's a nightmare. But yeah, it just puts you in the zone, gets you out of your own head. A lot of time can pass. It's nice. It's kind of like my brain therapy. I do like a good bit of drawing for that. What do you guys love about it, I'd love to hear. Zakin R says, have you ever thought of streaming these sessions? I'm gonna refer you back to the answer I gave way earlier in this episode as to why I can't do that and how much I'd love to do that if I could. And Nico, Juju, Weber, Fresh, J. Corby, Yiran, Raw, and Juan all seem to like the idea. Juan suggesting I do that for my patrons. Cool. Oh yeah, and Yero Raw knows that I have stream challenges. Angel Smith further says, Mikey, I love your drawings. I draw more often now due to watching your amazing videos. Thank you. As for the question, I like sub and dub in general because anime is generally entertaining. Oh, happy with all of them, slut. And any advice to tackle arms and legs for foreshortening? Oh, well, stay tuned. That's going to be the next tutorial to wrap up the trio of high view, low view, and then foreshortened arms and legs. So I will bust out a tutorial about that after the next SAS. Schwarzwaldekirch, if I'm saying that correctly. Nice video, nice drawings. Danke. Visidax starts with no masterpieces and does better in no time, but it would take me to draw half as good in a couple of hours. Thank you very much, sir. These are always just random things that we do here. And a lot of, if you go back through the history, so many of the Draw with Mikey episodes, it's just bullshit that I put on the paper. It really doesn't look good. And that's totally okay. Because the whole point is, if you just need to put stuff in your sketchbook, get it out. It doesn't have to be amazing. If you're not trying to impress people with it, you're just doing it for your own sake. Ooh, had a little flash of a light bulb there. Gia Hui says, new subscriber. Welcome. Welcome, friend. Ducknam says, oh, Ducknam, good lad. And Vizodak says, oh, Vizodak, I've just read your comments, but we're almost there. Caroline, good video. Thank you. And Sean Diamond, I like dub, but mostly watch sub. Yes. Well, you're watching better than you're liking, that's for sure. And Cool Me Bede says, yay, more ecchi. Kind of is, I guess, in the last video. Ah, fantastic. That's the sigh of pleasure of a man who's pretty confident he's read all 102 of your beautiful comments at home. As ever, guys, comment into this video if you want me to read it for the video after next. Obviously, that time-lapse I mentioned. But yeah, it is, as ever, a pleasure. I can't remember... because I've just been talking solidly whilst drawing. I can't remember what the question was for this particular episode. It wasn't what's your favourite colour that somebody asked much earlier. Was that in the fishbowl asked that? What was it? I'm just scrolling through the comments to see if I can remember to remind you guys. Basically, guys, go to the front of the video and... God, what was it? It was a good question, whoever asked. I was really pleased with whoever came out with that. But we'll never know. Obviously you will. You can just go back to the beginning, and I will when I rewatch what I'm recording right now when I render it for upload, which needs to be done ASAP. Oh, shit. So, yeah. Whatever the question is, answer it in the comments. I'd love to hear your view on it when I work out what it was. And, of course, I'll see you guys next time round. A pleasure as always. I'm going to drop into some time-lapse, put some more characters on this. It's a little bit late in the day today. And I do, because I'm double dropping exercise at the moment, it means I've got exercise in the morning as well as after work. So I might do some time-lapse now, and then you might see it cut funny and the light will change because I'll probably have to do the rest of the time-lapse on Wednesday morning before I render. Peace and love, you guys. See you soon. And welcome back, guys. So yeah, just really Pinterest images. If you recognise this style of that artist, do get in a comment to let me know. I'd love to see more of their work. But yeah, just a useful habit to get into. If you feel like you want to draw, you've got no creativity or none of your natural stuff is coming, grab some excellent images and use them as a reference. Have a play around with that, and it will kind of get you into the mood of someone else's style. Never bloody hurts. As ever, it's a pleasure having all of you guys along. Get in the comments, talk about anything, and we'll read out in the next episode. But I hope you all have a lovely rest of your week. Take care.